What's up, boys and girls? We're here for another Black and Yellow movie review. Today, we are going to review Julieta.
The movie is about a middle-aged woman named Julieta who lives in Madrid with her longtime boyfriend Lorenzo, who she has decided to move to Portugal with. Right before the move happens, Julieta runs into her daughter's best friend, Beatrice. After this encounter, Julieta cancels the trip with Lorenzo and begins writing an open letter to her daughter, Antia.
This open letter that Julieta writes to Antia begins with Julieta meeting Antia's father, Son. The rest of the movie is told through chronological memories of Julieta as she goes through hardships, moments of happiness, and loss. Two of the things that we really liked about this movie were the set designs and also the use of colors. Each set seemed like a living, breathing entity into its own because of how much detail was put into it. Each set was carefully crafted. The objects that they used and even the choice of wallpaper really separated each scene from each other. This isn't surprising because the director, Pedro Almodovar, is known for this. The second thing is colors. This movie was not afraid to use a very wide color palette. The colors pop, and the colors work well with each other.
They are bold colors, but they don't oversaturate the film either. You know, it's like he's taking these greens, these reds, these blues, and he's putting them out there in plain sight, but they're not hurtful to the eye. They actually complement each set really well. Something else we really enjoyed about this movie, like a lot of the foreign films we watched, were the characters. Now, each character kind of has their own personal stake in rounding out Julieta as a person. They kind of hold their own mysteries here and there, and you find out through an older retelling of Julieta as she's writing the open letter to her daughter, but you get that kind of satisfaction of seeing it play out for the first time as you see the younger Julieta experiencing it for the first time. And I thought that was an amazing flourish that they decided to do, to have the simultaneous narratives. Now, this is a very character-driven movie, and it works on all those strengths because as young Julieta is finding out more about the character, so do you as an audience. She's really used as a vehicle, and each little mystery that is revealed really helps push you along with the movie and keeps you interested the whole time.
Now, the third thing that we both agreed that we liked were the women in this film.
The women in this film are beautiful.
You have young Julieta.
Yep.
She says she's 25 in the movie. Gorgeous. She's
gorgeous.
But it's not even like a supermodel, thin.
It's like these are real women. They're not women that they just dolled up. They could have, but they just have beautiful bone structure. They don't need makeup. They are just, I don't even know how to explain it. They're just beautiful. Antia's best friend, Beatrice, when she gets older and she sees her at the beginning of the movie, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, they're like, Spain is not in any short supply of beautiful women. And I know this might seem kind of shallow of us as movie reviewers, but I mean, I don't know about you, but I just couldn't help like gazing at these women and be like, beautiful women.
It wasn't hard for us to keep watching the movie. I mean, that story was great, but also this added another great layer to.
If you love to look at beautiful women, this movie's definitely for you. One of the dislikes we had about this film was the length. Coming in at about an hour and a half, which is pretty much a normal movie length. With what this movie dealt with, I felt like some of the scenes and the occurrences could have been fleshed out a little more. There were moments where the story was catching steam and then the payoff was just kind of lackluster. And it was okay, but I do feel like it would have benefited way more from fleshed out occurrences.
Now, going off of that, another thing that I disliked about the movie was how little interaction Julieta seemed to have with the side characters. Mm-hmm. Now, the main point of this movie is how the side characters really shape and round out Julieta and kind of show you why she goes on this path in life and take these turns in life. The thing is, she doesn't get a lot of airtime with a lot of these side characters. Right. Even Son, who's the love of her life, who she has a kid with, it doesn't seem like she has that much time. I think out of an hour and a half of the movie, you might only get 5 to 10 minutes of him. Mm-hmm. And the problem with that is that you don't build this deep relationship that the main character has with the side characters. The movie's a little too short, and they don't get to flesh out a lot of the scenes. Yeah. Right when she starts building up something with someone, cuts to another scene.
I feel the type of audience who would really enjoy this film are those who enjoy a film with a strong female lead. A strong female lead who continues to struggle through what life throws at her, personal struggles, triumphs, and that's really what this film gets at. It's an honest, realistic portrayal of a woman going through her personal struggles.
So for the people who wouldn't like this movie, as we said before, the movie is a little short and it's also light on the emotional aspect. This movie doesn't force feed you emotions. They kind of leave it up to you to really empathize with the character, and it takes a little bit of effort from the audience in order to do that. So if that doesn't hold your interest and subtlety in a movie is not really something that you enjoy, then this movie might not be for you. All right, so that was our review of Julieta. If you've seen it, comment below, talk to us about what your favorite scene is or whatever. If you haven't seen it, hopefully our review makes you want to go see it.
Get intrigued, and let us know if you think that women are beautiful as well. That's the number one thing.
That's the number one thing for mostly our reviews, I guess. For my final score, I give this a 6.8 out of 10.
6.8, that's super low.
It is really low.
That's super low.
I'd have to say it. I mean, it's a good movie, and I think it's kind of close to the other movies I reviewed, like
right.
American Honey. I forget what I reviewed American Honey, but
right. I think that was around the same score.
Yeah. But I think the pitfalls of it not being long enough and things not being fleshed out enough, I feel like I didn't feel enough in this movie. And
right.
Like I always say, I really
you
want
love
to
to
feel
cry.
this movie.
My final score is going to be 7.5. I did like this movie. I really enjoyed it. Like we said, the length, the fleshing out of characters and circumstances in which the characters are in, I think that would have put the movie over the top, and I think it would have been not more of a Pedro Almodovar film, but I feel like it just would have been a movie where I felt he would have been at the height of his powers. Although he did do well, there are some things here where I thought, okay, he missed the step on that. But overall, it was a solid movie.
All right, well, this is Black and Yellow Movies signing out. Thanks for watching. What's up, boys and girls? This is Black and Yellow Movies with another video review. But today we're going to do a big budget film that we saw.
Another big budget.
Again, separately, called Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Volume 2.
You're not friends. No, we're family. Except maybe her.
I love the first one. Let me get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Let me get that